let's get started. So you're going to need first a template. The template will be in the show notes, or the template also might have come in the kit that you have. The kit that I'm going to be using today is the Crystals and Claws, which is a dragon junk journal kit. What's nice about this kit is that it has these pieces designed for you with art on them already. So the panel you just have to cut out, which I will show you. If not, if you are using whatever paper you want to use, you would just grab these panel pieces. You have, this says back flap panel. You'll cut 2 of those, just trace them out on the paper, cut those out. You want 2 for the back and you want 2 for the front flap panels. So these ones I'm not going to use at all because I have those already cut out with the kit. What I want you to do is we need to focus on getting the bones of this massive super long folio. So what we want to do is set these off to the side. I have already cut out this back flap piece, and you'll see here there is a score line. So score here. That piece has already been cut out, so I'm just going to move it to the side. I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut it out using this one. I've already done a 1/2 inch score line on the edge here. Normally when I cut these out, I just lay these so that their flat edges are like this. I trace and then I cut them out and score. I'm trying to save on paper today because I've wasted quite a bit. So I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to just show you how I'm going to trace around it. This is a really thick line, but I want you to be able to see it on the screen. I don't want to cut on the line. I want to actually cut on the inside of the line, just so I don't add any width to this. So okay, so we've got our front panel, or our front flap, back flap, scraps, move these off to the side. Now what we want is our full-size papers here. And our first one we're going to do is, this is a full 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It's actually heavy cardstock. I shouldn't say piece of paper. What we're going to do is we're going to score on the 5 here. So 5 inches score. And then you can either slide this over onto the 1/2 inch, or you could flip it around and do another 5. But I want this to be scored at 5 inches, give us a 1/2 inch spine here, and then this should measure 5.5. Just gonna double check. Yep, 5.5, 5, 1/2 inch. Okay, so this one is our front panel. I don't want to get confused with what is what, so I want to say attach to flap. Okay, that's just going to help me. What you don't know is that I have done this video 3 times. 3 times that I have messed this up. So that is why I'm writing it down. So You really didn't need to know that, but now you do. Now you know why I'm saving on paper. Okay, so now this other piece, we have a full piece, 8.5 by 11. I'm going to cut this down to 8.5 by 10. Open this up. Line that up with the 10. And slice that off. This is scrap. Now, I'm going to close this just so it's not in my way. And I'm going to score on the 1/2 inch. Let's move this over. Oh, drat. See what I do? Okay, so this will be scrap. We'll put that over there. Now I'm going to do it again. Measure this on the 10 inches. I'm going to leave that up there so it's out of my way. Now I'm going to close this. And I'm going to score this. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm a hot mess. I'm going to score this on 1/2 inch there. Then I'm going to move this over and I'm going to line this edge up with the 4.5 and do another score line. And that should give me 4.5, score line, 5, and then the 1/2 inch spine. Okay, we should be ready to put this together now. For the bones of our thing. So I want this one that says attach to flap where I wrote down. So this is your 5.5 panel on this side. This is your spine. This is a 5-inch panel on this side. Just so we do not get confused. So I want to attach this to this large panel. I just ran some double-sided tape down that. Now I'm just going to run some good old craft glue. My favorite is this tacky glue because it's always ready because it stands upside down, which I love. So I'm going to attach these together. This edge I want just on the other side, on this side of that score line. And I'm just going to line that up. Got a little carried away with the glue. That's okay. It dries clear. Okay, so we got panel, 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 panel. Here we go. So now I want to, this is our other 10. This is 5, this is 4.5. I'm going to attach these two together. So let me run some tape. Some glue. And then just like we did on this side, I want this edge on the inside of this score line. Just going to try to line those up. I just like to double check to make sure there's not glue going everywhere. Okay, and the last step is we're going to attach this edge to here. And hopefully I have this wide enough so that you can see the whole thing. So I'm going to add some tape. just going to, again, this edge on the inside of this fold line. Okay, so now we should be able to fold this up the proper way. So I'm going to fold it. This is my kind of divider line here. Kind of, it's almost center, not quite. I want to fold that in. This is going to get folded then back. This gets folded forward. So when you look at it, and I can use my tool here. So that when we close it, we have our flaps that are kind of the same here. And then this is going to then fold this way, and then this will then fold closed. And look at that, folks, I did it right the first time. So proud of myself. Okay. Oh my goodness. Actually, it wasn't the first time. I don't know why I'm saying that, because it wasn't. It was actually no, I'm doing that wrong. Okay. I'm just gonna flatten these out a little bit better so that I know exactly where everything is going, what direction. You know what I'm missing? I'm missing a score line. And that is why it's having an issue with folding. Okay. Sorry guys. You can kind of see where it's going to go. I need this score line to be the 1/2 inch here. This is the front flap where it attaches. I should have put a score line here, which I did not. So I'm just going to do a score line there. That way it'll fold a little bit easier. Maybe that's my aha moment of what my issue was when I was trying to do this the first 3 times. It's in my notes, which is my lovely notes here. I forgot to put that there. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, so there's our bones. We're actually going to use a tie closure when we do this. You could do some fun stuff. You could do clasps, you could do a magnet. We're going to do the tie. And I'm going to actually start with that now. Like I said, the kit comes with a template, or you can get the template or the kit. This crystals and claws actually comes with the panel pieces for you. So we will use these panel pieces. Set those off to the side. I'm going to start with our front panel here, which is going to go onto this. But I want to, I'm going to be putting the ribbon, and I also want to put just a brad here to kind of give a little more strength to the ribbon. So I have some ribbon. And these are some different ribbons that I'm going to use. I have given myself, this is 3 feet of ribbon. I don't know if I need that much, but it's what I cut. This is basically going to be wrapping around the whole folio, and then you'll have this amount to tie. So I think 3 feet, 3 feet would be good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have that just stay underneath I'm going to put some glue along. Oh, you know what I want to do before? Sorry. Now kind of clean that up. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. I was going to ink. I can ink after. Or you can ink before. It's up to you. Like I said, I'm a hot mess today. Okay. You can put a little bit of tape down and then put your ribbon. I think it'll hold just fine when it's got it wrapping around the whole thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just add some glue. And this is the very front panel that I'm using. We'll use the back panel in just a minute when I'm going to put a brad just to kind of double support that ribbon. And I'm going to open this up so you guys can see the edge a little bit better. I want to line this up so that it's like sitting in the center. So it kind of has a border of the cardstock around it. These panel pieces I have, when I cut them out, I did chalk, I inked around the edges beforehand. While I'm thinking about ink, I'm just going to grab some ink. And I'm just going to go around the edge of this folio. And I think it'll be better to do it now than later. It doesn't add that much, but it does kind of give it that worn look so that it looks like it's like not brand new. It's been around for a while. You could do a different color. I do a lot of this Grand Espresso. I've seen a lot of videos where other crafters use the vintage photo, which I like that one too. But this is the one I did today. Okay, so this is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hole here and I'm going to add a brad. So this is actually a little mini brad. This is the best hole puncher ever. It's Crocodile. This has two sides. This is a small side. This is like a standard hole punch. This is a smaller hole punch. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to line it up with the corner. And what's nice is it goes right through that fabric of the satin. I can go right in there. You could just punch that down. I find it a lot easier to just do the hole punch. Okay, and I'm going to open these little legs up. Now I can add this other panel piece, which will go right there. that is done. We have these ribbons. They're going to kind of be in the way. We could have done that last, but we didn't. I did it first. It's okay. Since I did that end, I'm going to go ahead and do these ends as well. Again, you can cut these out of any paper using the template, or you can use the ones that come in the kit. So I'm just going to make sure I have these going the right way. Just like with that panel, I want to have a little border around this. Kind of like, you can go anywhere from an 1/8 inch to 1/4, and I think it still looks good. Okay, so that's that edge. I'm just going to flip this over, and this other panel will go on this side. Alright, so now that we have the bones of this done, our side 2 panels or closures are done, it is time to cover each little section. So this section, this one, and this one are all going to be the same size. And we are going to want that to be 4 3/4 by 8 1/4. You can just measure what you have here and subtract 1/4 inch off the top and off the sides. So we'll have that there. And then this one, since it's a little bit shorter or thinner, we want 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. So we'll have it like that. So now that I've got those done, go ahead and lay out some different. I'm going to move this one over. These are just different. Nope, not that one. That one's going to be there. This one. So I'm going to be putting those down. The other 2 places are these little skinny spine pieces, and that we are going to want trying to find my measurement on that. Oh, right there. We're going to want 8 1/4 by 1 centimeter, and then we'll have that, and then another one we can add that. Okay, so that's how we will lay those down. Before we lay them down though, we're going to want to do a couple things. Actually, let's go ahead and lay these down, because I'm going to cover what we're going to do on the back side. So I'm just going to quickly get everything tacked down. Oh, I have also edged these with ink. If you look really closely, you'll see that my slicer is a little jaggedy I've learned that if your slicer is dull, it will kind of make your paper look a little torn. So when I use like the thing just go underneath, normally it will help brush those off, but then it at least pushes all those little fibers back behind so you don't see them. Make sure they get laid down the proper way. You'll notice I'm just leaving a small little frame around each one. And really you could change, you could all have all the same pattern. You could use different patterns. It's whatever fits your fancy. I just kind of wanted to showcase a lot of the different prints that come with the kit, because it's got some really cool ones. Scales and all sorts of fun stuff. Okay, so those are all down. I'm just going to choose one of these to be, I'm going to go with, let's see, probably this one, because this will be the back. So I would want this to be a little bit stronger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a hole here and then punch one here, and then I'm going to cover it with an eyelet. So I've got these larger eyelets. I actually think my hole punch is a little too small for these ones. I wanted smaller ones, but I couldn't find them. But we're going to put an eyelet there. And we're going to put an eyelet here. Also, to go with this, you're going to want to have some stretchy cording. You could, this is really inexpensive. I got this at the local dollar store, and it came with a whole bunch of different ones, but it's stretchy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this on the larger setting. And I'm just going to come in here. You know what? I'm going to measure, because I'll totally do it off if I don't. kind of hard to do when I'm trying to not get in the way and still see what I'm doing. All right. Because my hole punch is slightly too small. Because I want to say these are 4mm, and this is or the hole is a 3mm, and these are 4. But you can kind of squeeze it in there. Maybe. All right. Flip this over. These are some backings. Oh, I just busted my nail. Okay, I'll put those on, and then normally your kit will come with one of these where you're gonna put this through the hole and then give a good whack on that with the hammer. Or you can try to use your crocodile, but I'm not sure, since these are bigger, if this will be able to handle that or not. We'll see. Give it a shot. Oh, they did it. Alright, so now that we have that, I'm going to put these away. Okay. Oh. Okay, so now we're going to take our stretchy cording. I'm just going to thread one side in here, take this other end, and I'm going to thread it up this other way. Pull it taut, and then I'm going to tie this off. Actually, I think I want to do... Nope, this is right. Sorry, I was thinking of doing something different. Oh my goodness. Like I said, I am a hot mess today. Okay. I'm just going to cut off that extra. I'm going to do another tie of the knot there. And slide this down. And I'm going to use some tape. This will just give it some extra strength to hold this in so that if you pull on that cording, it won't get that knot undone. I think that'll hold pretty well. Okay, we can actually cover this back now. So this is one of the pieces that comes with the kit. The measurement is the same as the other side, which was that 4 3/4 by the 8 1/4. Just gonna go ahead and take our backing off this tape. I'm gonna put a little glue just on the end of that knot just to help it out a little bit more. This is going to hold our journal in place. There's different ways that you could put it, but I want the journal to be able to be removed. A lot of times I just do like a ribbon that wraps around. I wanted to try something different. All the other backings, just so you know, I just printed this on a little bit premium, like 30, I think it's 28 pound, oh sorry, 28 pound paper, which is just like a premium cover paper. This back one here, because it is going to be covering this elastic, I went with just the heavier cardstock, just to kind of give it a little more strength back here, since it's the back and it's the piece holding the journal. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to shade. Normally I go and put some ink on the back of those, but I forgot to do that. But now we've got this nice elastic that you could use it just to hold another, hold some papers in there, some cards, or you can hold it to do a journal, which I'll show you. It just will wrap around and hold in. Okay, so now that we've got this done, we can do some different things from the kit. The kit comes with lots of different pockets. I kind of like this one to use as like a little pocket behind. So this was just one of the things. If you want, you could like cut another piece. This is 3 inches by the 8 1/4. So I am going to just glue on the edges here, leaving one side not glued. I purposely left a little gap there. You could go all the way. I just wanted to bring some of this paper over to that side. But now we've got a nice side pocket. I'm going to see what other pockets come with this kit. If you get this kit, it where it has the template of like these side pieces, it also comes with these 3 pockets, and obviously you can see that these are a little too wide to fit on here. That's okay, we're going to fix that by scoring the sides. So I'm just going to move this over to my half, not quite 1 centimeter, but the half line. And I think that should give me enough. If not, I will go a full centimeter. That is like barely on the line. I think I might go the full centimeter. And I'm just going to score the sides. I'm not going to worry about the bottom. I'll just run a strip of glue along that side. But I think that, yeah, will look a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly score each of these pockets. Really what's fun about this wide format folio is you've got so many panels that you can do lots of different stuff with it. And it's kind of fun when you open it and it just keeps going and going. I want to be able to see some of that patterned paper behind here, so I'm not putting it all the way down. Leaving just like a 1/2 inch border on the bottom. Also, as I glue these down, I'm going to glue the sides. I'm not going to take my glue all the way underneath my sides because I don't want the pockets to get like locked in the corners, if that makes sense. When you put stuff down, I want the sides to be able to go down all the way. And last one. Okay, so we got some pockets there. Got that. Let's give ourselves something else here. These are kind of fun. Okay, so these are like pockets. When I was trying to use a design, if you were going to make like a pocket for sewing and turn it into a pocket for paper crafts. So what we have here, I'm just scoring all these little lines. That'll help me fold everything. A t-shirt pocket, that's what I would call this. Or like a dress shirt pocket. So of course, when you print this, you need to print it on the back of something because you're going to have both sides showing. So you're going to fold this down. This says back, so that is your back. All of these these flaps get folded in and glued down. Once we have all those down, we're going to glue this pocket. Did I not do that? Oh, Zutoro, I have missed one. Thought I did that. So then you have kind of like a t-shirt pocket. This all down everywhere. Then all you're going to do, once that is down, add some glue on this back piece that says back. think this would actually look better on one of the lighter color backings. So I'm going to quickly, I'm going to turn this upside down so I don't stick it to my table. I'm going to quickly put a panel here. See that? Oh, that's a bigger one. Yeah, I'll put this panel down. I just think, again, this is the 4 and, was it 4 1/4? This is the smaller one by 8 1/4. I think it's 4 1/4 by 8 1/4 panel. This is just the back side of that. A trick when you're laying stuff out, it's always nice to have a contrast behind it. So this being a little darker, you want like a lighter background. Just kind of helps these pockets to stick out. Okay, I'm gonna quickly do this one. I'm gonna see if I can fold these down without scoring. See if it goes a little faster. A little harder because this is some heavy-duty cardstock, so it's a little harder to just fold over on its own, but it is possible. So let's add some glue. Whoa, I did not lay that down very straight, did I? Let's see if I can turn it. Oh, it's because I didn't fold it down very straight. maybe using the scoring tool is a little better. Okay, so that's down. Got those little pockets. If you want, you could add like a little piece of Velcro on the backs of that. You could add a little button tie and tie that. I'm just going to leave it flat for now. And let's see what else we have in this goodie bag. These are different things that you could use as pockets. You could use this as a side flap. The kit does come with some other pockets. Easiest way to make a pocket though is just measure your space that you have. Make sure that it's probably like just a little bit of a gap on each side that you see the frame of the paper, and then it could be a square. It could be a scrap piece of paper that you just put down. These pockets here that are part of the kit, I'm just going to score these real quick. I don't think I'm going to use these ones on that paper because again I want the contrast of something that's not the same color combination there. So I'm going to go to all of my papers here. All of these are in the kit. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. This one is enough difference that it's not going to pull away from that. And I've got some scrap. This is a piece that I totally cut off wrong. So we're going to just make a pocket real quick. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to end, this is probably like a 1/4 inch on that side. I'm going to do the same over here. Just mark it at my 1/4 inch. I'm going to come up on this pocket. I'm going to go about halfway in between these. We'll see what that measurement is. Cut that. Oh, look, we've got maybe 2 pockets. Okay. That's cool. Okay, so this one, you see, you've got this trim. This is already a 1/4 inch. If you print it out with, it automatically does a border of a 1/4 inch. Well, my printer does. So what you could do, this is just a quick little hack so that you don't have to measure all the time. Just lay your paper down. I'm still cutting it the same size as the paper that I have now. Oh, I'm using my scoring blade. So these are the same size, but now I'm going to just trim off this 1/4 edge, and you could go to the 1/4. It is a little less than a 1/4. But I've trimmed off that 1/4 edge now. It kind of will fit in there real nice with that little 1 inch frame around it, so we can give ourselves a pocket. So before I put this down though, I'm just going to ink my sides. My blade again needs to be changed. And you'll see all these little, I don't know if it shows up, all these little fibers. If you just kind of go down, it'll help to brush those off or to tuck them up behind. Alright, so I'm just going to glue this down to this piece. The reason I decided to back this is because I had printed these designer papers on 28-pound paper, and I want this pocket to be a little more sturdy than the 28-pound paper. Now, I could have done my little punch before. You can decide if you want this to be down or if you want to add a little punch hole. This is a larger punch hole. I want to say this is the, I want to say maybe it's a 2-inch punch. Yeah, this one is a 2-inch punch here. I'm just going to take a little bit, I'm going to kind of eyeball it here. It's a lot easier if I'm up above. And I wasn't punching through 2 layers. why that is not punching through. Goodness, I am on a roll today. Sometimes everything seems to go fine, and other times it doesn't. Guess maybe this paper is just too thick for it to punch through, but I don't see why. Oh, for the love. Okay. Do it the old-fashioned way. I've given myself a nice line, I guess. I'm not going to edit out my mistakes. I just leave them in because life is not perfect. Okay, there we have a pocket. And of course we can look through the kit and put a little doodad there or whatever. I'm just going to this here. Put that down. I think I want to do one more smaller one just above it, and since I've got this, I need to be at least half of this. This is how I make junk journals. I just sort of lay things down and see how they fit. Again, I'm going to take our paper, cut it the same size. And then I'm going to trim off that 1/4 inch around it. I really need to change the blade in that. Okay. Alright, this sucky puncher is not working, but I'm going to use it to give me the line. That looks a little off to me. I'm just going to widen out that. Looks a little better. Okay, so I'll put this down. So now I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to just flip this over. We've got those two. These are our last two panels to cover. So I've got some one. I'm going to need one more. So I'm going to incorporate this paper again. So I don't have to measure out. I'm just going to use this and cut it to the same size. And I'm just going to trim this a little bit off the edge there. This really isn't necessary, but I like to kind of hide those white edges. This sort of blends in better for me. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down. I'm going to put this one down. Before I put these down, I'm going to do one other thing that I like to do, and that's to put a ribbon. You could use thicker ribbon. This is probably like 1/4 inch ribbon. You can use a wider one, like we did for the tie around. But this is just one way to give yourself another like hold. Before I do that though, I'm just going to look through the kit here. I'm actually going to find this. We're going to see if I can punch. Oh, that's not going to work. Let's see, there's got to be a circle. I want a circle. You're like, oh my gosh, Mikey is so not organized right now. I thought I was, but I'm not. Oh, I like that one. Okay. So, I'm going to make this kind of slidey uppy downy. I don't know what it's called. That's what I'm going to call it today. A slidey up and downy. So, I'm going to use just one of the pieces from the kit. You could do this with anything. But what I want to do is to create something that I can go up and down. I do have a little stamp that gives me corners, or this is another cool punch. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do this side. And it's just going to punch a hole, kind of scallop the edge. It did, because I had the punch hole there, I think I'm going to have to like either color that in. Yeah, I think we could just do that. So I'm going to chalk it anyway, so kind of hide it with some chalk. Okay, so I've got a hole there. I'm going to come here and I'm going to go like that. So then I try to put the hole in the same spot. And because I did the distressing up there, I'm going to do the same down here. So you could do this with any piece of paper. You could cut it into a circle, put another like embellishment. But this is kind of a fun thing you could do. And what we're going to do is we're going to fish this through each side, and then when we glue these behind, it will slide up and down. Just kind of an interactive little thing. You could save that. That could be a nice tag. fact, we'll make it a tag. Just trim off the sides, and now we have a tag. Okay. I think I want to use these again. This will just help keep the paper from tearing. These ones went in a lot easier. Where did I put it? Well, folks, I'm looking around for this and it's sitting right there. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to fish that through one side, have it come up the other side. Okay, then I'm going to flip this around. This would work better if you had cardstock instead of the lighter weight cardstock here. But I'm just going to flip it over. I do not need all of this string, and I want to save some, so I like to put them on the tops of the tags. Save that for later. Okay, I'm just going to take these, tuck them up, and now I'm just going to put some glue, tape. You also want to make sure that it's even. I'm like so not good at like just eyeballing things in the center, but I do it anyway. Okay, my area is getting kind of messy. And I'm just going to glue this down real good. Flip this over. Sure these are nice and down on those edges. Ooh, lots of glue. All right, so now we have a little interactive thing. You can't let your kids swing on it or something, but it's kind of fun. Okay, now let's get this glued down. I'm going to look for one more thing in this kit. I do want to show you to do a couple of things that come with this particular kit that you can get. It does come with a few envelopes and tags, cards. This is one of the cards that it comes with. I'm going to turn into a pocket, but it also comes with these tags, and I have people that ask how to do these. I do show on one other video how to do this tag, but it basically is just going to wrap around. You want to make sure that it is printed on the back of a paper, otherwise you'll have it white. So you're just gonna fold that down. This is then going to wrap around the front. And then it's going to wrap around the back one more time. And then this little edge here, we'll just fold back. We'll glue here and here. What I do is I just unroll it all the way, and then I'm just going to run glue just along that bottom, and then roll it back up. So then you get a fancy little tag that's got a pocket there, a pocket, and a pocket. Okay, so that's one fun thing. Another tag that comes with this is the jumbo tag here. Print it on the back of one of the papers. This is the front of the card, or the back of the card, however you think of it. Going to lay this down, tuck these sides in, and then this pocket will, of course, glue to the front there. So I just wanted to show you how to assemble this. To get out my scoring tool with my slicing. It really does help to use a scoring board. There's lots of different kind of scoring boards. I have one that you use a knife on, and like this, but I'm not very good at keeping it in the line. So I really have to use this because it controls my line a little bit better than what I do without it. The only downfall is that I sometimes mix up the two. Okay. That's out of my way. Going to should have done that a little better. Okay. Put this down. Just going around the bottom edge of that. The side, having the side flaps will help you to be able to put more in here, rather than just putting it straight down. And I probably would have printed this on one of the more contrasting things. In fact, I'm going to totally do a switcheroo. Maybe I don't. Oh, maybe I do because I really like it. I'm going to use it here instead. And maybe I'll just print another one and put it here. I was just thinking, having these two prints next to each other, I didn't really like that. So, but that looks really good. And then this can just be a card for something else. I think we have gotten this all done. So this is going to fold in like this. So think of it again, you're folding it in half, okay? And then these get folded back so that we have our two corners pointing the same way. Then this will wrap around, this will close and tie off. And the one thing that I forgot to do is to run this behind this paper. So I'll figure something out to do there to hold that down. Otherwise it's having to wrap all the way around. I might have to put something else, and that might be what I use actually. I think that is what I'm going to use. Yeah, I kind of like the look of that. Okay, so, wow. Oh, whoa, whoa, slow down, Mikey. I noticed I forgot to add our other little panels here, which I did cut out extras of. Remember, these are 1 centimeter by the 8 1/4. And I'm just gonna quickly put this down. This is a total optional thing, but it adds a little bit more color. I guess it could add a little more strength, not really to the actual hinge, because it's still just that one piece of cardstock folding, but it does give you a little bit more strength on the back side of it, I guess, and it looks prettier. And I'm all about making things look pretty. Okay, in this tutorial I am not going to show you how to assemble a journal. I have had other tutorials that I do that. Where did that pocket go? Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay, since this is going to be a pocket, I've got to make sure that this is down nice and good. Nice and good. Is that a... Yeah, nice and good. I talk terribly. Yeah, I have a degree in English, believe it or not. Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna first run some double-side tape. This should be the same width of that ribbon. All the way, yeah, good. All the way across. I'm just going to want to make sure that I get all of that on the ribbon. And then I'm going to put some glue on top of that so that it double does it. So that that ribbon stays down. That and that. When you use really deep pockets like this, make sure that you add like a ribbon to whatever you put in there so that you can get it out easily. I do like the deep pockets. I use them for like bookmarks and stuff, but you do want to make sure that you're able to retrieve it. Okay. That should do it. Okay, so I'm going to put this around. Now I can tie off. Okay, here is the finished product. I've just gone ahead and added a few things. I added in all the embellishments that come with the kit, like these little card things. So I did end up changing the way I did the journal, which I will show you in just a moment. But you can see all these different pockets and stuff that we created. You can store all of our little gems, all the different cards and stuff that come with it. So this is how I ended up doing the journal, because I noticed that when I went to go put it in, it wasn't the fact that it wouldn't fit width-wise, it would have been fine, but because I would have had to cut down the paper, because this is not as wide as the paper was. So what I did is I reprinted the paper, but I did it on I printed it portrait instead of landscape, and then cut it out and actually just did it smaller so it fit in there a little bit better. And then you can see I just put staples through a cover on it, and there's our little journal. Of course, these are extra things behind it, or extra embellishments that came with this particular kit. If you are interested in the journal, this is something I came up with. These are just extra embellishments from the kit. These are just some pockets I made using the kit pieces. And I just did the same thing. I staple and then I glue it down so that these, you have all these journal pages in here. And this, of course, is too wide to fit in the thing. There's some more here too. I just added a flap there. But it's too wide for this to close in, so it just kind of has to be a separate piece on its own. But that is this kit and the finished product. So they kind of go good together. You just kind of put them together. This would be a good kit, a good gift for somebody that's into dragons or crystals, magic. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Sorry it was a little crazy. But yeah, keeping it real. Have a good time. Happy crafting.